All right, can you hear me now? Cool, 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 cool. Because apparently Streamlabs reset things and wanted to make my life more difficult. Hi, everybody. Can you hear us now? Yay! Welcome back. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. It is Friday. It is a Mekton Friday. I am here with my very good friend, Lynn. Lynn, introduce yourself, who you play, and say all the good things.
Hey, I'm Lynn, she, her, flying cirrus pretty much everywhere. I am playing Vantage Lightning Moraine, also she, her, the youngest member of the Starblade Battalion, and is also embroiled in a lot of family drama. Not to her, hopefully she wasn't looking for it, but it just, it found her. It found her, and now she's up to her neck in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of family drama. I mean, I guess technically Lightning isn't the youngest on the maybe not the youngest on the whole ship, but
In this,
definitely
in
the
this,
youngest in her Talon, in her
yeah.
little mini band of mech pilots made up of her, Leo, her brother, Rex. Yeah, how's Lightning feeling about the fact that Rex, who was your mentor, friend, who you were bringing as a joke plus as a cover +1 to your other brother's wedding, is actually really your brother?
Yeah, it's deeply confusing. It's a lot at one thing, but I don't think necessarily the relationship changes that much because it's kind of like that mentor. It was already kind of in that older brother territory. It wasn't like as like structured and like professional. There was a little bit of like giving each other shit every once in a while. And I think now it's like, how do we like navigate this now that like, oh, we are actually related, huh?
Yes, you are actually related.
Yeah.
So there's that relationship. There's your. Oh, and then there's the other side of the family drama, who your brother,
Yeah.
Xavier, whose name isn't Xavier, but he's still Xavier, who also
Hmm.
is apparently what, the ex, no longer ex, of another member of your
Yeah,
Talon
that's
Watcher. How's that going for you, Vantage?
it's probably very strange because I think her before she left to the join like the military was like I don't think her and Xavier got along that much, and I think it's trying to figure out how much of it was whatever he was doing, you know, behind the scenes, and how much of it was actually how this is what we actually feel. So I think there's a little bit of that still happening. And as far as like the stuff with yeah, it's that's strange because there's been a little bit of like a little bit too much information about their love lives at certain points between in the last season. It's like, okay, that's probably more than I wanted.
So,
It's very strange.
okay, so you say that there was a little too much information about Xavier and Watcher's love life, but now you know just as much about Rex and
Oh yeah,
Kay and
this is
Manwar's relationship. Is that kind of gotten weird?
it's a little weird. It's a little weird. It's like it's like I'm less it's less like it's a little more discomforting. It's like, yeah, not I think it also probably works the other way too, because I don't think maybe like um her balance with what was shoot I forget on top of my
Hmm.
Rustlin is probably not as cute to Rex, so it's probably on both sides of the relationship. It's like, this isn't as fun as it used to be.
So that leads me to a great question to start off. We're doing these as a transition from season 1, which is Starblade Battalion Memories, to season 2, which is Starblade Battalion Seeds. Um I guess the next question is, we should start with, how is Rustlin doing?
I don't think Russell's maybe doing
I mean,
as good, just because I think there was that last thing of the bomb being
well, no, that was Xavier. Xavier took the bomb.
well, no, that like Russell
Oh yeah,
being
Rustlin wasn't there because he took the they decided to put the skill chip his head to see what happened.
yeah.
And apparently, you know, that didn't go so well, did it?
Yeah. No. So I think it's maybe he's been a little more overbearing, a little more touchy about those sort of things. So this, you know, it's been a couple major breaches on the ship.
So Rustlin's feeling a little perhaps like his competency is in question.
Probably.
You know, his ability to do his job. I mean, the captain took a chance on Rustlin. He was a Ravager and a pirate, and
Mm-hmm.
now he's security on the Starblade.
But he did take that chip, even though it was probably extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Which Vantage let him know how dangerous it was, but decided to take that chance anyways for the ship. So
he took the chance. Well. He's positive. He took the chance. Negative. He's feeling some issues from it. Also, perhaps the question of people calling his competency into question, because, you know, a couple major incursions on the ship.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best things that could have happened. And then I guess the next question is, for Vantage, as you're, you know, working your way through.
Also, Rustlin is now surrounded by her family, so that's also another, like...
Yeah, Rustlin is surrounded by her family. I guess the question is, has Vantage been seeing a lot of Rustlin in the past couple months? I mean, on the normal day-to-day, aside from when you seek him out. Like, is he trying to avoid you, or is he hanging out more, trying to avoid the rest of your family?
I think it's the latter. Although, like, there's probably been, like, certain points where it's become tense between them. Just because I think she's also, like, feeling a lot of, like, that, like, there's just something, like, I need to get away from this at certain points, or it's a lot more, like, pressure on her, and it's also, like, making her a little bit, like, a little more on edge, having, like, all this her family on here and everything that's happening. The stuff with her parents probably is not helping at all either.
That leads to my next question. Have you contacted your parents since you left the wedding that wasn't? I mean, it made the news very publicly. The proposed merger wedding between Xavier Moraine and Sandra Colt never occurred. And so Solgen never, ever acquired FA.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads to my next question. Have you heard from your parents since you left?
She would, I think, definitely not initiate contact. Just like their position in, the circle and stuff like that. And the way that, like,
well, yes, they are in the circle. You know that because your brother said that.
Yeah. And the way that she left that situation was, she just doesn't, I don't think she has it in her to, like, deal with that at this particular moment. It's probably going to be pretty painful. I don't think left the family initially in the necessarily the best of circumstances. So this is probably, if there's any point for contact before, it's not happening at the moment, at least for a while, unless she's given good reason to.
So the answer is you're not seeking them out.
No. And I think she'd be, if they did try, I think she'd be to just kind of, like, not reply, just, like, leave it on, like, not responding. Unread, yeah. No. Yeah, she'd leave it unread. She wouldn't just, I don't want to. I have enough. I don't know. She doesn't even know if anything good's gonna come out of it. Cause
Well,
it's very, very
it's
fraught.
now been about 4 months since that incident. You have a number of unread messages from your mother in your email file. And by a number, I mean they started pretty simple, like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And now for like the past 2-3 months, they've been once a week with regularity. And then in the last month or so, it's been like 2 or 3 times a week.
I think also she doesn't want to answer the initial, the first awkward question that is definitely going to be the first thing.
Oh,
she
yeah.
does not want to. She does not want to.
Does not want to. But where do we find Lightning this morning as the day cycle begins on the wonderful Starblade? It's been about 4.5 months. Aurelia has gone to Earth. There was a event she was attending with her husband. Calyx had been, well, a couple days ago she had gone out, come back with knowledge of a trap, I guess? Ambush. But where does we find Vantage this morning? What does she do?
I think after her initial duties for the morning, I think she goes to a certain observation deck and just sits, because she needs a lot more quiet time, and that isn't necessarily in her her room space, just to kind of look out, think about things, because there's a lot of people that she has obligations to and that want to talk about things, and she just needs time, I think.
So, small forward observation room.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably one point back when the Starblade was a colony ship. Small library space off to the side, connected, but still a little ways hidden. Couple lounge chairs that look out over through the one massive window that serves behind the shields. Also has a blast door that you can close when necessary, but because otherwise, window in space.
Windows.
Pressure is a thing.
Windows space bad.
But it does serve a purpose, and the shields do protect it. You can just look out into the stars. Quiet. There, nothing's disturbing you for a while as you sit out. Quiet. After a while, hour, 45 minutes, time is kind of not specific anymore. Smell first, that wafting scent. Real coffee. Real strong coffee. There are only 2 people on this vessel who can get away with carrying that amount of coffee away from the mess or the small areas. One of them is Socket and the other is Gibson. Neither of whom anyone is going to challenge about taking mess supplies away from the mess. but you didn't hear anyone approach, so you're pretty sure it's not Socket. Her music always gives her away.
She'll look in the direction. See.
You see Gibson kind of standing posted up next to the door, leaning nonchalantly against it. He can't cross his legs. The double amputation prosthetics below the knee kind of don't really allow for that the same way. But he's leaning there, just watching. Both you and out the window. When you look up, he'll kind of come in the door finally and let it close behind him. And just hands out to you an extra mug.
Look that trouble, don't I?
You've been staring out the same window for 2 hours.
I just need to think about things.
Think about or do something about? Because you've been thinking about for weeks.
In the mechs, in those things, in the amethyst, I know what I'm doing.
You're a good pilot, and you're very good with a sword. And
Everything
you don't show
else.
off.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's a damn good pilot, but I still get to rag on him for some things.
You and me both. But everything else, not too sure. Didn't leave home in a good way.
Nope. But it seems...
The first time.
Ah. And he'll kind of sit on one of the couches, this low kind of... both a bolted... basically does a bolt head that's been padded out with cushioning, kind of welded to the ground. Sits, kind of stares, waiting for you.
The last few weeks have just been a lot. You find out your parents are part of, whatever they're a part of. And Rex and Xavier, all that. I came here to get away from back home. Can't escape it, I guess.
Were you trying to escape home or family? Because, one of those things you can't really get away from.
No, apparently not.
I mean, sometimes they're useful.
Yeah.
So which is bothering you more? That Rex is really your brother, and everyone who said, God, you look like siblings, how much, how big an age gap is there between the two of you? We're right. Or that you didn't know yourself. You thought you should.
It's neither of those things, actually. We had a good thing going, comfortable. And now.
Okay, sorry.
And
You didn't mean it the way I thought you did. We're good. It's fine.
and I'm worried I'm gonna mess it up now. Now that there's history about this.
There's always history between folks. You may not always know what the history is. You may not. You may believe that you thought there was nothing there, but there's always something. Some connection, some tie. Might be family. You might have killed their family. You might have dated their family. You might have been on opposing sides when it comes to supporting different sports teams. There's always a connection somewhere. You're not going to be the one to mess things up. You're used to being a little sister. Now you just got an extra brother.
Still the little sister, though.
Yeah, but, you know. You can't change the birth order no matter how much you wish to. Trust me on that one. Look, my sister gave me 8 nieces and nephews.
Oh, that sounds like my family, so.
They're loud, they're there. Some of them I could do better than others. A couple of them I want to punt out an airlock. They're still family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you chose Rex to be your family before you knew he was related by blood, then he was already family. Can't mess it up.
Yeah.
There's a very, very old ancient saying that I ascribe to. There's the family you're born with. There's the family you make. And there's the family the military sends you. You just got lucky that Rex happens to be both family the military sent you and one you're born with. Now, we've addressed the brother that you're the one brother. How are you doing with the presence of the other?
Other than the whole thing of dating one of the squad members and constantly having to hear about it, which is, yeah. Try not to think about it.
I met both Watcher and Xavier. Which one of them is telling anything? Because they seem like... Oh no, never mind. The PDA is a thing. They just don't stop. But they don't talk about shit, do they? I can fix that.
No, I don't need. No, that's gonna make it even weirder. No, it's just. I don't know how to deal with Xavier at all. I don't know where we stand, despite everything, despite seemingly getting along.
Have you, going to shock and awe you, had a conversation with him that didn't involve running away from his supposed romantic exploits with your friend?
No, we haven't, actually. It's been...
Is this where I point out that odds are your brother is intentionally using that discussion to ensure that you run away and he doesn't have to talk about anything important?
That does seem to be our way of things. Fortunately.
Is it a way you want to keep going with?
Well, if I keep... if it bothers me that much, I probably shouldn't. Much as I do not want to look forward to more awkward conversations. Or possibly yelling, I don't know which. There was a lot of yelling growing up between us. Not the fun kind. Not the brotherly, not the we love each other and we're going to give each other shit weight. Real rough way.
So he's what, 7, 8 years older than you are?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's because of what he's been doing to cover for what he's been dealing with my parents, or that's just how we are.
Seems to me if he's been living under a cover that long, don't know what he's like.
So I switch having a brother that I know and get along with one I have no idea about.
But he's here.
Yeah. He's here, I'm here.
And
And
you're
there's
not
so
a
much
child
going
anymore.
on. No. Yeah. Man, that means I have to deal with things. Just running out of places to go.
Well, when you can't run backwards anymore because you got a wall to your back, you run forwards. See, here's a trick, and he'll kind of adjust him, like lean forward
Mm-hmm.
when holding the coffee mug in front of him and say, "Now, have you ever watched, now you fight with a sword, have you ever watched fencing? Co-ed fencing. The sports stuff. Real
Oh,
pretty.
yeah.
Watch that small 5 foot nothing lady take on a 6 foot plus guy. Odds are he should win, right? He's got reach, he's got length. How does she win?
Knowing those things. That, yeah, it's the
Knowing
speed.
knowing the
Knowing it,
reach and speed, that's one thing. That's easy. But the
I,
limit of the strip is gonna get you at the end. You can't retreat all the time. But if you can move inside his reach, then that reach becomes a detriment, right?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what keeps me and the amethyst going.
You can get inside that guard of your brother's anytime you want. You just gotta want it.
It's just I can take a hit, I can take a stab. I'm really afraid of this.
Can you take the letter saying he's never coming back?
And who knows what happens today, tomorrow. For either of us.
We ain't living peaceably.
Things seem to be going that way, huh?
I mean, the captain's got this idea as he kind of leans back against the side of the kind of curved couch banquette thing and rests his arm just at the height on the top of the back and says, Well, Captain's plan is to try and prevent a giant intergalactic civil war between the Corps and Earth Sphere, but a bunch of folk don't seem to like that idea. So, and if you need me to, I am fully capable of beating the crap out of him and ejecting him out an airlock.
I don't think that's necessary. Hopefully.
By the way, are you going to answer any of these emails that are clogging up our FTL system?
Oh.
Mostly because Socket's threatening to do it for you, and I may or may not be running book on what would happen if that did. Just adjusting the odds.
That one is more complicated. Tell her not to get rid of them quite yet. They might mean something even if I don't answer them. They're from my parents.
I'll tell her not to touch them. Your brothers are a separate issue. Your parents are shit. That's a shit you don't need to step in.
Certainly now.
I mean, considering your parents tried to kill one of your siblings, I'm pretty sure, you know, maybe avoiding that would be a good idea.
Yeah. I think I'm willing to deal with Xavier. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Well, I got half the job done then. Are you gonna stay in here moping around for a little while longer, or are you gonna get back to work? Because I'm done with my coffee break. And he, like, drinks down the coffee and then sets the mug on the back of this banquette couch, still looking out into the space as he stands up.
Well, I probably should get back to seeing those fixes on the amethyst are working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll see what happens. Guess I'm not doing much good just sitting out here.
Mm-hmm. And as he walks by you, he'll, like, rest a hand on your shoulder, kind of, like, comforting, but also, you know, a little heavy, mostly because he's just in that kind of person and that type of affection. And he says, if you're looking for your brother, I do believe he's on the catwalk above the flight deck, rewiring one of our main gun batteries. Just saying. And then he walks out the door as you hear the door close behind you.
She'll do that, like, close eye and, like, inhale, exhale. It's like, it's not gonna get any easier. And she'll get up. At least this way she knows where he is.
Get up and walk out of this observation room. Scent of coffee still lingers in the air. Where do you head?
She's gonna head to the to see Xavier, I think.
So Xavier is, as Gibson says, on the catwalk above the flight deck. One of the access panels to one of the guns open. rewiring something halfway through this access panel into the bulkhead. Wires kind of everywhere. You can hear, oddly enough, him humming. And you're pretty sure it's because, you know, like everyone, he's finally gotten... Really, Socket's been, controlling the music on the flight deck like she does.
We don't. That's something we definitely do not.
Yeah.
Change or just leave the radio alone. We've learned enough not to. Good choices, anyways. But
yep, you don't mess with the playlist. And as you kind of listen for a second, you can hear him humming. You can hear him humming Feeling Satisfied by Boston. But his head is still, like, inside the bulkhead, so he doesn't know. And he's just wearing the same kind of flight suit coveralls that everyone else is.
She'll and just like nervously walk over to him and just, out of anything, I didn't think I'd ever see you in like a mechanic's outfit.
Shit! Coop! Oh. And you hear his head hit the bulkhead as he pulls it out, and then just kind of looks up at you as he's like kind of seated on this catwalk. I did spend an extended amount of time working on ships like this.
I know this isn't exactly totally up to standards of ODF. I hope it's not too busy, keeping you too going.
Gives me something to do during the day.
And how is all this, you think?
I mean, if I had about 3 more guys and about a couple more hours, I could probably recalibrate all of your forward cannons to actually do something. Right now, they'll probably punch a hole in maybe about 50, you know, but we could probably definitely get an extra 43% efficiency out of them if we worked at it.
Really?
Rewiring and calibrating very big guns is what the ODF pays to do. Among other things.
And how are you doing with all this?
Okay. How are you?
Doing good, doing okay. Everything considering. It's been busy.
He just kind of nods. Go ahead and roll human perception.
How am I okay? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Not the worst. 18.
For once, he seems... I guess maybe it was a conversation or the desire finally to actually want to talk to your brother and not avoid him, that he seems open in a way, perhaps. He's not trying to hide. He wants to kind of talk to you. guess maybe this might be the first time that you remember him not trying to shutter his emotions. Whether he was always successful when you were children or not, that's a different issue, but he's not trying to put on a mask for you.
Just want to make sure that you're doing okay. I know this isn't like, Sol and Jen, like, penthouses. There isn't like marble and stuff everywhere. So stuff's a little cramped. Always smells a little bit like ozone, but seem to be doing okay.
Yeah. Vantage. Yeah. This is fine. Not like I spent a lot of time at Sologen. It's not like they're my real employers.
But you had to act like they were, right?
Yep.
Vantage just looks just a little uncomfortable for a second, just kind of looks away. How much of all that back home before I left was us? How much of it was playing a part?
And he'll kind of take the moment and sit himself and lean back against the bulkhead next to this open access panel that he's got. And like pull, kind of like pull his left knee up next to him and extend out his right leg and lean forward, resting his arm on the one, and look at you.
She is unusually not like making eye contact in this.
Vantage. Did I want my little sister running off to a war zone? No. Would I have preferred that none of this was happening? Did I prefer that my little sister was running away, far away from something that would put her in a position where she was going to be shooting at her own parents without knowing it? Yeah, that was a good thing. I was okay with it. I'm sorry. Doing what was necessary.
It was necessary. I was alone back home, and it would have been nice for someone to have my back. I guess it made it easier to leave home. And she's looking a little upset. Like she's doing the whole like she's kind of like arms crossed over the railing.
And he will lean back against the bulkhead, almost as if trying to give you space. Like he wants to be supportive, but at the same time, he doesn't want to crowd you in any way. And I couldn't have your back, Vantage. I was standing. But down the hall and around the corner, where the threat. See it. You want me gone?
I mean, no. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to leave and replace us here if your place is here. But I just don't know where we stand.
I stand where I always do, Vantage. The rest of my family, unfortunately, half the time. My job to keep you and Rowan safe.
She'll look at it. In case you don't know, that's also our job as well. And I'm honestly had my limit of being treated like the little sister all the time. Shielded. In case you don't know, I go out there. I fight. I could die. I more often than not have to kill people to keep everyone here. Keep you, Rex, everyone. Russell safe. And I was hoping that you're here and you weren't back home. We could start from scratch. And I don't need any more people putting up the walls saying that you're going to protect me from something that you don't feel I can handle. Okay?
Not about whether or not you can handle it. You can. Capable. Sword. Pilot a mech. Stab a mech and cause it to explode. Stab a man and but I don't ever want to have you look up that sword. Your own father.
Well, you know what? Xavier, that almost happened regardless.
No,
So
you didn't. That was not gonna happen. You were
you
never going
don't know. I don't need that all-knowing shit from somebody. I
It's
need
not
my brother.
all-knowing shit, Vantage. It's literally what I've been doing for the past 20 years. Because there are some things you never need to see. And I don't care if you can do something. That doesn't mean you have to or should. And guess what? I'm your big brother. 8 years is not gonna change, is not gonna go away just because you're suddenly an adult. I
At
trust
least
you.
give me that chance to make up my own mind.
I'm letting you make up your own mind. And let you do whatever you want. I never complain. I don't comment. Oh, that's not. I did comment extensively about you going out there, but that was more because I didn't think they would have your back. But they do. And also, it was expected to fulfill certain requirements for the cover I was keeping. You can handle a one-on-one fight. You can handle a fight in space. And this point he kind of stands up, and he stands up to as full a height as he can on this catwalk along the top of the flight deck, and he'll walk over to you, and he'll put his hand on your shoulder and like kind of quasi turn so he's not in your face but in your visual range, if that makes sense. He's not getting into your personal space. He's keeping his hand to keep you pointed towards him and looking at him, but not invading your space in a way that's aggressive. Mm-hmm. He says, but I don't ever want you to have to be the person that'll wake up in the middle of the night and slide into somebody's window and stab them through the side. You don't have to do. You handle the clean up the mess.
You think what I do is clean?
A lot cleaner than what I do, baby sister.
I've seen what happens when what happens when energy blade goes through a cockpit. It's not as clean as you think. Losing people, having to kill people. You know what? I don't need a protector. I thought that, with everybody here, you know what? This was a mistake. And she'll walk off.
He will try and have this moment where he reaches out a hand onto your shoulder, but he doesn't try and force you to stay. And it's that level of he wants to give you choice and doesn't want to force it on you, but he does want to keep. And we see from the camera as Lightning walks away, this moment in the frame as Xavier turns and step out of this flood lamp that was covering the catwalk back into the shadow, back into this panel that he's half inside of, and just continue rewiring. And you would hear Vantage as you continue down wherever you're headed next. A report pinged through a couple of the engineers that they're really astonished the full forward battery is actually operational. And God, that hasn't been working in almost a year and a half.
I think she's gonna just try and find a not necessarily duck into her, but to find a secluded corridor and just kind of So at this point, her eyes are kind of watery, and she's just trying to get herself together from this thing. It's a little bit of kind of the hiccuping that happens right when you're about to like cry a little bit. It's a little bit of that.
The term is verklempt.
Yes.
Thank you, Yiddish. Term is verklempt. And you turn into this side storage room out of the way. How long do you stay there?
I think it's a good like 10 minutes, I think, just to kind of like just compose herself and just go wherever she's to do for her daily duties. Trying to hide like that, she was upset. Although she probably wasn't very quiet with that argument, with that there's a little bit of it was a little bit probably louder than it probably should have been.
I would also like to point out that you were having this discussion,
Mhm.
family meeting,
Yeah.
on a catwalk
Yep.
against a bulkhead over the flight deck. Now,
Yes.
nothing's leaving the flight deck, so this is a big, cacophonous, open space that you are saying all of these things against the metal of
Yeah.
the bulkhead that curves up and over. So yeah, there was a little bit of resounding sound. And,
Yeah.
since no one was flying out of the way,
Everybody like
there were a bunch of people that
that's
heard
probably
you.
also she probably feels a little like, oh shit. Hey, like everyone heard that.
You would get a ping on your personal agent. Remind me, does Vantage have any cyberware?
Yes, I believe she has that for body. I think it's like
Oh yeah, the you have the neural implant for
the
which everyone
neural
does, but
implants, some muscular implants, I
and
guess.
yeah, and you have the muscular implant that's the bolstering for body
Hmm.
and reflex. Um, you would get a ping on your agent,
Hmm.
kind of beeps with a new message arrived.
Yeah. She's like, oh gee.
It literally is just a a gif of a hug from Rustlin.
Oh. Oh, she's like, oh, that everybody heard. Oh no, I'm gonna be hearing about. But she'll respond with heart.
There's another ping and like a brief moment response. It goes, and you just get this message of, "Do you want me to try and stab him?"
No, I think she'll respond. No, I didn't think I did enough. And then there'll be a reply on there that says, "There's this like this all the time before I left home. It's nothing unusual."
I could definitely try and stab him a little. He'd probably kick my ass though. I've seen him work out.
Sure, I appreciate it, but if I learned anything from this, do not get in between sibling fights.
Okay. And then there's just like a bunch of little heart emojis.
Mm. She'll smile.
The rest of your day is spent uneventfully? I mean, no one bothers you. There's a message from Calyx that's mostly like support and sibling bonding because Alex is still on the Starblade
Yeah.
and has begun taking over basically started through sheer personality and boredom, taking over, logistics and basically running as the captain's admin and yeoman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, correlating all of his communication, correlating all of the inventory reports, basically as if Aurelia was on steroids. Things are running more efficiently,
Yeah.
but, you've seen a shit ton more paperwork come through things.
Yeah. I like to think that, Vantage and Kalis can kind of like commiserate over this. I think there's a lot of things like, I love having them here, but sometimes just I want to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to.
The rest of your day is spent mostly quiet. You get through whatever you need to do. Any adjustments to the amethyst kata. The night is quiet, or the night cycle, I should say. The engines hum, you can just feel the vibration through the entire ship. Sit still enough. But passes till daybreak. Well, your day cycle shift begins. You've got 3 messages when you wake up. One is from Socket, basically sending you like an entire mix of just AC/DC, and as if to be like, loud kind of music can help you get over things.
I think she sees this and like first thing and just like, and then she'll just like flop down on like a pillow and just like oh no, it's kind of like it's stuck like this is going to be the next like day or two of this. Is like
It's like TNT at 8 o'clock in the morning is
mm-hmm.
either going to get you up and going,
Yeah,
or you want to shoot someone.
yeah, both.
Both.
Maybe both at the same like,
Both at the same time.
yeah.
There's a no, that's number 3 on the playlist. A Whole Lot of Rosie is number 3 behind AC/DC and behind TNT and then Thunderstruck. And then comes, Dirty Jobs Done Dirt Cheap. But you are... The second message is another one from your mother. And the third message is from Gibson, basically saying, got a job for you when you get up. And by that I mean by 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when you get up. And by that I mean I expect you on the flight deck at 9:30.
When you're supposed to be here, yes. But yeah, she'll see the first message and just be like, I already kind of messed one up today. I don't think I'm ready to deal with this quite yet. She'll read Gibson's message and it's like, this one I can do. And she'll get up and get ready, presentable, and head down there.
You head down. Gibson's office is again right off the flight deck. It's that Master Chief's office. They're open metal shelves full of parts. There are data pads, and there's a big metal desk that's welded to the deck of this spaceship. He is seated behind this desk. He's got there's a coffee mug just above his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 4 data pads spread out in front of him, and when you walk in, he just kind of doesn't look up from the data pad he's making notes on, just gestures you in and points to the chair. I'll be with you in a second. God, no, just stop. And he starts slamming a finger on the data pad in that aggressive way. It's like when you want to shut up, like hit the mute button, and it's like, stop, hit it, stop, go away! And you just see him chuck the data pad across the room. My niece sent a card.
Family.
There were singing cats. It doesn't stop. So, your little tete-a-tete didn't go so well, I take it?
I think most of the hangar probably hurt that, unfortunately.
Oh, not everybody was there. You were fine.
Hence today's playlist.
And you see him kind of nod, and he's like, well, you know, it could be worse.
Yeah. It's not going to be great for the next, I don't know, day or two, but I'll live.
Could be the doors. Yeah. So you remember how Calyx brought back that pieces of that mech?
Oh, yeah. Anything?
Confirmed. No pilot.
Oh. Even though Cox was able to handle it, that's still worrying that they're sending.
The fact that they can manage to get an AI to pilot a mech well enough to fight Calyx one-on-one is not making me happy. Lightning.
Oh.
I do not need my guys, excuse me, all y'all to... And you can definitely get the impression that this is a person who literally just, for him, there is no... that guys is the gender neutral, but he tries sometimes to be more... more aware, and it's probably because a number of people have been like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It's like, all right, I'm trying, but that, yeah.
That's literally his thought process, and you know, we love Gibson for what he is, but we recognize he's not perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't need all y'all to start fighting a bunch of desk jockeys at home with a joystick. I need you to go pick up the rest of the pieces. We need the box. And to be fair, you have opposable thumbs, and whenever Leo goes out, I don't need a cat bringing back more of a leg, you know? It just...
Although it does look cute when it does.
That's one word for it. Cute. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I need the particular piece. I need the box, which means I need you in, out, safe. Don't get shot.
Don't get shot. It's probably a decent chance that if not they've already gotten it, that it could be. I'll be careful. Who knows if what things they have attached to it or what they're going to do, especially if they have unmanned chips. Be a little more reckless.
Sockets bolstered your firewalls. The amethyst kata.
Oh, that's good.
should not be subject to any random people hacking your comm systems anymore.
Hmm.
She also says something about the only way to ensure it was with countermeasures and to be prepared for that. Don't. You want to know more, you gotta ask her.
Hmm. I guess we'll find out. If it keeps our mechs from being shut down, it's good. It's a bad way to go. Not being able to defend yourself, just drifting.
Yeah, but yeah, no one's dying in a tin can, drifting.
All right.
You okay with
Seems.
this?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been out. Could be
Speed,
just a thing.
speed, accuracy, don't get shot.
Of course.
Oh, what are you waiting around here for? Your mech's over there.
All right. Bring this thing back and see what it can tell us.
He kind of nods and waves you away. That kind of gruff respect of, well, I don't need to hold your hand, you're competent.
Mm-hmm.
That Gibson. But it took a while for you to get from Gibson, and it wasn't anything personal. He's like that with every new pilot that comes on.
Mm-hmm.
You need to earn, but you have. So you make your way to your mech.
I think she'll also, before she leaves, I think she'll try and help. Just like, if she knows, like, this is what you do to make sure it turns off.
Mm-hmm.
The little cat thing. It's like, you might have had it put on autoplay. This is what you do.
When you go ahead and roll, is you're gonna look at the data pad with the cat animated e-card is what it is. It's an animated e-card.
Yeah.
I need you to roll for me, please, because tech skill. I need you to. I would say this is basic repair.
Okay, good. It's not the worst. Not the worst. 17.
17.
Not bad.
You manage to get it to stop in general, but it's still like it's no longer meowing incessantly, and it's like you can kind of close it or as in minimize it, but it won't go away.
Yeah.
It's just on this data pad, and it's like a little perpetual cat in a box that pops its head out and smiles and then waves and meows and then goes back inside the box in a loop.
Yeah. All right, I think sounds. All right, it's been that sound loop's done, but I can't make it stop. I don't know what.
My niece. Yeah, well, stop messing around with this shit and go find me what I want.
Yes, sir. And then
don't sir me. I work for a living. That's to every NG non-com I've ever met. We respect you. So you are going to get into your mech. There's a Socket has you notice that there's everything is beautiful, pristine. There's no sabotage on the inside of the mech. Everything's fine as you do your final flight checks. Sockets, the music on the flight deck has changed. It's no longer AC/DC. It's now going full on where it's full on Straight Through the Heart by Dio. is just blasting across the flight deck as you get in the mech. Roll me awareness.
All right. Awareness. That is. Oh, move that screen. Where are you? There. Skills. Not the thing.
Awareness notice is what it's called.
That was in which?
It is in awareness notice, I believe, is.
Oh, there it is. I found it. There it is. Intelligence.
Yeah, it's intelligence.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Let's see. 16.
You can see as you're making your way out in the Amethyst Kata through the shields. You see Calyx, Leo, and Socket, kind of talking with their heads leaning towards each other next to the her mech. You see Watcher climbing the stairs up from the flight deck up. You see Rowan Rex doing something as he's pulling pieces apart of his mech.
As he does.
He does, because he's always trying to make it better, faster, stronger. He claims to have the technology to do so.
Oh.
And then you are out in space, heading toward the coordinates that you were given.
Excellent.
It's a small asteroid field. Not very large. Mostly a little bit. Just big enough that the Starblade shouldn't be maneuvering, just too tight a corners for the Starblade itself to maneuver in between. But not too bad for you. Couple hours flight. What do you think about in the quiet?
She usually is fairly on the pretty focused, but I think now it's just like what happens next, with Xavier's. It's like, if it's just going to be this way. Should I open one of those things from Mom, or if I'm not going to answer him, should I just burn that bridge if I'm not going to do anything? Like, she's a little bit in her head from the stuff that's been bothering her.
So you're in your head a little as you follow these coordinates to the remains of a mech. Space around this asteroid field. The only thing around some of your
Sweet.
We'll come back and we'll find out what Vantage finds about this mech stuff. We'll find out. We might find out some more other interesting, juicy things, because I'm here for all the drama. But go ahead, stretch, refresh yourself, and we'll be back in about 8 minutes, everybody. See you in a few.
Yeah. Bye.
Hello, everyone. We're back. We hope you are refreshed. You got more beverage. You are hydrated. As we are now in space, darkness of space, as Lightning is maneuvering her mech through the small asteroid field, looking for the remains of this remote piloted mech that fought and then was destroyed by Leo. Can you roll me awareness notice?
All right.
And you'll get a +2. Do you have sensors on your?
I have sensors. I have regular sensors.
You get a +2 because they're regular sensors. You don't get
Yeah.
+3 that advanced sensors.
I don't have a lot of like BAM does not have a lot of super fancy systems on it.
You
right.
don't.
Awareness notice. So +2. All right.
+2. Because you're looking for the black box. Ooh, a 23.
Yeah, 33.
You can find what you think might be the black box, or portions of at least the main computer system.
Mm-hmm.
It's off, a little bit to your left, here, 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it, in the shadow of a small asteroid. You are kind of scanning around at the same. There's no engine signatures. There's nothing hot. There doesn't seem to be anyone else here.
Mm-hmm. How long has it been since Achilles'
about 48 hours.
Okay.
And Gibson would have told you that he's sending you to get the electronics because what Leo brought back didn't include enough of the core computer system. It didn't have any of the, flight telemetry. It didn't have any of the operating systems. Leo brought back mostly servos, and, a couple pieces that could be possibly, like, the main gun on. Yeah. Which can give you a look at, like, the construction of it, but where it came from, how the, is it run by an AI, or is it, some remote piloting system run through a net runner that you require having a computer for.
Then we have most of the machinery and not necessarily the what could give us clues.
Yeah, you need the software, and you need the hard drive to get it.
Right. Knowing that it's been this long, I think Vantage is pretty aware that this could, if it's still here, that this could be like a trap of some sort. Letting the box here, considering I think that the initial encounter with Kalis was kind of out of nowhere too.
Yep.
So just keeping an eye on sensors and just any barring anything stealth related, just to be on her guard for this, meant to be preparing if it has to if it turns hot and real fast.
Yep. So you're on your guard, you're paying attention as you do. You're flying amongst large asteroids.
Asteroids are no good for trying to get a good read of anything, of course.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
It is not designed for that whatsoever.
It's good cover both on both sides.
Cover on both sides.
Yeah.
You can see we're gonna use this map for us.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna. Unfortunately, I can't get. It's not seeming to work for you at home. I apologize. But we will be very descriptive in our discussions.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, Coldrake, and I am not evil.
No,
I
this
would
is
not. When
not the
Vantage
Thresh. Oh no,
is by
Thresher
herself.
Oh,
Look, for those of you who don't know, I've been playing Mass Effect.
the Thresher Maw.
I played Mass Effect yesterday, and I got to have the joy of having 3 Thresher Maw battles.
Screw those things. I hate them every time in those games. In that game.
So I was on an ice planet, and I thought we didn't have Thresher Maw on Ice Planet.
You gotta fight them in the Mako, so that's also good.
Yeah, you fight them in a Mako. That was the other thing. That side note, because I'm just gonna say it. You heard me say it yesterday, but I'll say it again. I have a friend who plays on Insanity, number 1.
That's
And good for him. He can do that. I can't. Good for him. And he has made it a rule that from now on Insanity, he only fights Thresher Maws on foot and not on the Mako.
oh no.
Fucking crazy asshole. Sorry. Pope, why are you getting out of the Mako and fighting them on foot? Well, we know.
You gotta show him who's boss. You gotta show him.
You have a tank. Use your tank. But that's not today. Today we were playing Mekton. You are in an asteroid field.
Yeah.
What you see here, this mech that you do see on amongst these 5 asteroids, these 2 larger ones that kind of floating around each other, and then these 3 slightly smaller. And by slightly smaller, I mean, remembering, of course, that each of these hexes is, each hex is 10 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, is it 50? It's 50 kilometers. So
50,
1,
okay.
2,
Good.
3, 4,
Miss-
5, 6, 7.
Miss-
So 450 kilometers are the larger ones, and the smaller ones are 50 kilometers.
Cool.
Okay. You can, put yourself anywhere you wish, because you've found, with that 23 awareness, you found where the remains of the mech are.
Alright, I'll just be there. That sounds fine.
Um,
Oh, I have it on the this little silhouette person. It's me. Right here. Are you able to see that?
where?
Oh, right here?
No, ping.
I am pinging.
Hold, please. Ping again?
It should be at least if we can turn that color.
Oh, hold on. You're not on the right map. There you go. Now you're
Oh,
on the
there you
right
go.
map.
Okay. Oh boy.
I
Oh
was
boy.
like, what? I can't see you.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, you will just we'll put that. I'll put that. Yeah, let's put that right there. Yes. Nice.
Okay. So down there is where you are?
Yeah.
Cool. So, okay.
Here, buddy.
You
Put
can
that.
see among these 5, yes, and that mech that you can see among these 5, 2 larger with the, kind of
Oh, that's a
roll education.
corral of large asteroids. Education. Where am I? You're in.
Or an
Is that-
intelligence skill. Oh, no, it's not. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was looking.
It's teaching in this.
Oh boy, where are you?
It's at the very bottom of intelligence.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or
Let me
you
see.
could roll.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
There it is. Okay.
Or you could roll, survival, teaching or survival, either one.
Yeah, they're both good. They're both the same.
13.
You know
That's good.
what?
It's good
Yeah.
enough. the way these are kind of all floating around each other, you're guessing at some point they were all part of some larger mass, and these are all pieces that have broken off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're circling each other because of the gravitational pull of each other.
I guess, yeah. I guess it would make sense that this thing would be still okay in there. Like these other ones are kind of shielding it.
Yeah, it's also like pieces of, not the whole thing, even though the
Mhm.
image of the token is a whole thing because, you
Yeah.
can't find pieces of a mech.
Yep.
So what are you going to
Cool.
do?
I'm gonna approach it. So I have let's see. Let me just double check on my Miracle 36. I have a is it MR or MA that is the flight MA is the move, right?
Hmm.
Okay, it's a 12, so I'm just gonna approach it.
You're fine.
Okay.
We only have to worry about that when you're actually in combat and there's nothing here.
I'm gonna get a little closer and then I'm gonna do another scan just to like
okay,
see if we can do a visual on it in addition to get within visual range of it just to get a look of anything that doesn't pick up on scanner.
Yep.
It's another that's awareness notice, correct?
Yep, awareness
okay
notice.
Plus a 2. That's 17. All right.
You see the remains of this mech kind of floating just off this asteroid. Mm-hmm. So there's enough, there's enough, we're going with this, that there isn't enough gravity on the asteroid to have the weight of the remains stay on the asteroid, so it's just kind of floating next to at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the asteroids are kind of providing enough of a cage that they're not floating off into space, they're just kind of staying there.
Yeah.
There's no heat signatures, no ion trails, there's no other things that would give the indication of something alive.
Mm-hmm. She's going to, like, I think what happened at the beginning of the first season kind of stays with her a little bit. I think she's going to approach slowly and kind of like give the thing enough time, like kind of rotate. She's gonna kind of like circle around it a little bit to make sure it's not like bombed, there's no bombs or anything on it. She definitely remembers that of what happened to her thing. And
yep,
she does that. She's willing to be okay with in a fight, but just getting a booby trap blown up is not a way.
Not a way that you want to do.
No. I mean, also getting like shot down by a drone is not a good way either. So, but either way, definitely want to come back.
So you move forward slowly, carefully, working your way towards the small remains of this mech. You can see what pieces of what was, the internal. Looks like a server farm, massive server.
Mm-hmm.
Wall unit kind of thing. Probably the internal hard drive. You can see a couple pieces of what was, a couple remains of the servos, remains of what you would call a cockpit, but based on everything that you've been told, there was no one in it, so not the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And go ahead and roll awareness +2.
Okay.
As you approach.
Oh boy. Ooh. Well, I mean, oh boy. Does it take into account the one, or do you have to roll the
No,
one?
it took an account.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, it didn't. You would have to roll again.
Yeah.
Roll
Okay.
another d10.
Oh boy. Let's see. Okay.
So a
That's
13.
13.
There you
That's
don't
not a 32, but it's not the worst thing rolled.
you see a bunch of sorry, I'm keeping track of like 4 different
Mm-hmm.
Artelsorian sheets and I can't
No
always remember
problem.
which one doesn't remember. Um by the way, thanks Artelsorian. Um you see there doesn't seem to be any booby traps on this mech itself. You don't see any thing that looks like an explosives. It doesn't look like anybody's. It also doesn't look like anybody's messed with any of the debris because it's still kind of in whatever area it was. It's all kind of like mostly grouped together. There's some pieces that are further off, but again, inertia in space. Lack of gravity means lack of friction means you just keep going.
Things go at the same speed they go until they are
Mm-hmm.
stopped.
Mm-hmm. Listen to that officer in Mass Effect 3 talking about the railgun and why you don't shoot unless you have a targeting solution.
Yeah.
But you don't see any pieces that are. It doesn't look like anybody's moved through the wreckage.
Mm-hmm. And there's the chunks. The piece I'm looking for looks salvageable. Hasn't been like damaged in the time.
Not any further damage than the explosion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
How big is this chunk?
So let's say it's the internal computer, effectively the internal computer for the mech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably a good, a decent sized server size, maybe 4 feet, 4 or 5 feet by about like 6 or 8 feet.
Okay, so
Not small. You're gonna have to hold it, but
yeah, like it's a one arm. Like
Mhm.
I can't like. There's no place to hold this and having like both arms, so it'll be a one arm
yes,
thing.
you
All right.
will be encumbered on one arm. You will not have both hands.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. Everything checks out, so
Mhm.
we'll start the process of securing the box. And
You start your process of securing the item, taking their control, moving out of the way so that you can carry it back. Can you roll me another awareness? Do not get
all right, cool. All right. 21.
You hear the sound of just the slightest sound of air in space.
Mm-hmm.
Not yours. It's not like your Atmo is leaking, but it's almost like the sound of an engine running.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Do I get a idea of the direction it's coming from?
To your east.
East.
Well, to your 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay. Yep. 3 o'clock on. I'll face that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And while I have the box stowed in I think it's the left arm because the right arm is the sword arm. So I'll hide behind this asteroid here.
You're hiding behind the asteroid. I mean,
Yeah, or at least yeah.
they provide cover.
Yep.
You hear the
Getting
sound.
ready to jet in case in case in case it's like explosives being shot, and then that cover's gonna be no good.
You hear the sound of an engine moving close.
Mm-hmm.
You can just make out on the beginnings another similar to you mech that it again, like those mechs that you encountered the day after Xavier's canceled wedding. Um that you still don't know anything about. It
Mm-hmm.
again looks like the same kind of thing that you have that you had for it's the same. You see that same kind of unidentified mech that you saw the day after Xavier's canceled wedding, and it's the same kind of one is the exact that you were sent out to pick up this piece from.
Mm-hmm. All right. How close is it?
Mm-hmm. It's about 100 meters from the asteroid.
And it's one of these things, right? It's definitely one of
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna do. I if I have enough time, I'd like to do something a little tricky.
You have time.
I have two weapons on on the amethyst. I have a do, 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 do. Let me see weapons. I have a beam cannon
Mm-hmm.
and a beam thrower. So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm going to power up the beam cannon, just push it away the opposite side, and have the blade ready.
Okay, so
I'm hoping that the heat signature off of it will distract. Will kind of.
so you're powering. Just talk me through this again, so I
I'm
understand.
powering up the beam cannon,
Yep.
and then tossing it. We'll just say this way.
Ping again. Okay, so you're powering up. Oh, so you're powering up your beam cannon and then throwing the beam cannon.
Yep.
Okay, so you're disarming yourself of the beam cannon.
Yes, I'm disarming myself with the beam cannon.
You're pulling a. I'm throwing rocks against the other place, but you're using your beam cannon to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Roll me. I feel like this is a type of. Mm, mm,
Tactics.
ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is. This is not. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is acting. Because that's kind of like the
Okay, that's not.
deception role
Okay.
in this game.
All right. I see. Yeah, there it is. Oh,
It's
I
under
just.
empathy.
Yeah, there it is. It just got.
You
It
have
scrolled
luck,
down.
by the way. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
there is such a thing as luck.
Oh, you know what? I'll use a point of luck on this one. Point that down. There we go.
15.
Okay, that's pretty even.
You hear or you see the mech change course towards the beam cannon.
Mm-hmm. So what I intend with that thing is to get in the position to kind of come at it from behind.
To flank?
Flank it, yeah.
Okay. I'll say you're counting as an ambush.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to wait the full 3 rounds because you are distracting. But it is it is moving off towards this beam cannon.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
You want these things? I have no, you know, no show off. Just gotta just deal with it and head back. So my intent is just to like knock it out of commission and then head back to the Starblade.
So not actually get involved in a prolonged fight, just do enough
I
to
mean,
get yourself out.
yeah. I mean, deal with it means hopefully like the way she fights is just make it destroy it as soon as possible or make it unable to act and then get back. So yeah, we'll just she would ideally like to destroy it, but if not, if necessary, just head back.
Okay. Its back is to you if you wish to do something.
Yep, she will. Yeah, we're just gonna just all rear thrusters around and just hit as it's like fast jolt and then just try take out the beam saber and just like swipe at it as it's tracking the beam cannon.
So you'll get a +3 to your attack roll with your mech melee attack roll because and I will tell you that you now have 2 points of luck from the kindness of chat.
Oh, thank you.
And I need to change the music now.
All right, up there you go. There is the Let's get this fight.
There we go.
Oh, do we have the? We do have the. Shoot.
You have the combat.
Oh, well, I was gonna bring up. What do you want page the chart is?
Which chart? The
chart for the damaging hits or like all that stuff.
Hold on. Hold please, as for some reason it closed on me.
That's a good chart.
It is a good chart. It's under Mecha Combat flow charts. There we go. Combat flow chart is on page 109. So you are making a checking the damage. Cool. What is your? It's on page 110.
Yep, I got it. All right, let's So I have to refresh myself. We have two actions, right?
Yes.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And I did a move, so I have one action to
attack. Yep.
To attack, and I have quick, so I have 2.
Yeah, you have 2 attacks because the weapon.
Do those both get the +3 or just the first one?
Just the first one.
Okay, cool, excellent.
Because that's the accounting for the ambushes.
All right, let me just get my luck. Oh boy, doesn't take. Okay. Yeah, we'll put some luck on that one. 1 point of luck on that one.
Yours or from chat? One of yours or one of the 2 from chat?
We'll do we'll do chat. We'll do chat. That'll be fun. Let's just get this. Do weapons. Nope, that's not the mech combat. There we go. Mecha melee. Mm-hmm. So that's +3. No, +4. Sorry, that thing didn't add the.
25.
25. Mm-hmm.
21.
Oof, okay.
Not a crit, but you will hit.
Okay. That is...
First attack. How many kills on that first attack?
Oh, kills...
With your...
The beam. Ooh.
Energy sword, right?
It's under the damage, right? Rather, the kills on this thing is how much kills the weapon actually has,
yes.
like its durability. Okay, 7.
7? Oh yeah, because you have you have +1.
Yep.
So 7. You will do some serious damage. Well, roll a d10. Where are you hitting?
Yeah, the direct. Yeah, like the.
Roll that d10 for that hit.
Oh boy.
10, you are rolling on the special chart. Roll again.
Ooh, okay. I forget that 10 is the spicy number. 7.
7, you hit the cockpit.
Oh boy.
It gets the armor protection. Unfortunately, you will notice that there is no one in the cockpit, so
Yeah.
the damage doesn't go. But you see a crack kind of go across what would be the the visor of a cockpit, as you expect.
Yeah.
And you notice that it doesn't seem even pressurized. So there's
Okay.
because there's no air being released. That crack that comes. There's no
That's.
air releasing into.
Mm-hmm.
And
All
that's
right.
and then the second one. Roll again.
All right.
Attack again.
Let's do it. Come on. Oh, that's on that. My combat and the weapons are on different charts. So. 25.
25. For 19,
Ooh.
that is a baby crit.
Baby crit. All right.
Baby crit. So another 7. With the energy sword, you will get the knockback, so you'll be pushing it back for pushing it back at least 2 squares. Roll on the roll the d10.
D10. 7. Oh, wow. That really does not like.
You random weapons malfunction. Roll a d6.
D6.
Five. For the next 5 rounds, one of its 2 weapons cannot be used.
Ooh, nice.
And you see like the arm as it was going to power up to shoot at you, as it brought its arm up to shoot at you. And you realize that the beam cannon is built into this weapon, this mobile suit.
Yeah. It's extremely hard, if with as much Gundam as I've watched, not to just like knee-jerk, just like call it like mobile suits and not a mech.
Look, do you know how hard it has been to not just call it a doll?
Yeah.
And,
Of course.
but it's okay. Fire, and it's going to fire at you, and you just cleave into it, and you see the arm kind of buckle, and the weapon start fritzing, and you see little sparks that die quickly in the vacuum of space, but you see where it is damaged now. But it's going to try and hit you with its other arm as almost as like a big heavy club. It's just going to knocking you with almost no grace in it.
Okay.
What are they? 16.
All right. I'll roll. That's
Piloting.
like a piloting, right? Okay. 22.
You get out of the way.
Hitting with an arm is slower than the usual like beam saber thing she's used to. So she kind of does like half the thrusters, kind of like spins around to kind of avoid and push her back.
But it is your turn, because they only get 1 ROF because you damaged the other weapon.
All right, drone. Let's see what you can do when you don't have a sneak attack. All right. Another move and another 2 hits. So I'm gonna like close with it again once it's been pushed back and try to.
Yep.
All right, let's do this. 19. Phew.
Not a crit, but you will hit it again.
Hit it again. D10.
D10.
8. No difference.
8. Left side limb. So you've shear basically that side servo off, and that weapon that was trying to power up
Nice.
now entirely gone. Just this extra limb floating in there as you realize this humanoid mech is standing. A little bit of sparks come off where the wiring and the fuel lines were cut off, but nothing
And it still has its like its arm. So it still has that arm that tried to like
Hit you with,
swing
yeah.
at me. Yep. All right.
Second attack.
Second attack. Let's go. Let's see what else we can do with this. 22.
22.
Ooh, wait. Wow. Okay.
It kind of watches its arm, and then as you go to swing and you're shifting around to change the angle for this second swing, it just fires its servos just enough that it twists and pivots around you. And the sword this beam weapon sword just dances slightly out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have now is this glow of the beam saber highlighting the really only light on this mech that you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me awareness notice.
Yeah. This is what I'm afraid of. Alright. Skills, there we go. 15.
You are looking at this mech. You can see it large, slightly bulky, but its form, I'm phrasing this poorly. You can see that it's has longer servos kind of hanging off the back where you would expect jetpacks.
Oh, what? That's not good.
The arms have larger pauldrons that seem to just kind of jut out a little bit. The longer legs shift and thrust forward. But this other arm is coming up, and again, you realize that it's very heavy and very strong, but it's like a blunt object, more than anything else. And it's coming at you again, and this time it's going to strike and try and grab you. So I need an opposed, I need a piloting.
All right. I'll
as it tries to grapple you.
I'll use a combination of one of my lucks and one of the chat lucks for this.
Cool.
Because I remember that being real bad, if like its intention with this. It's a mecha piloting, right?
Yes, mech piloting.
Okay. See, okay. I don't think it gives me the bonus. We'll add those. Ooh, 29.
You can see this arm coming at you and to try and give you just the biggest one-armed hug, and you dodge in the best way, because remembering, of course, this is space and there is the Z-axis involved. Down and out of the way.
Yeah.
Just like, nope.
Like it's one of those, yeah, it's one of those like those hard like directional turns, I think, also. Like you know what, and over comms, I think she'll just like, is that trick all you have?
You open the comms to say this?
Mm-hmm.
You just hear the sound change. Everything. Now the comms are open, and you hear start playing through your comms. Tchaikovsky's Waltz from Opus 40. You feel it kind of permeating all around you. Piano, strings, but no verbal response. Or
So I guess it is a drone. It's less fun. And she'll strike again.
Mm-hmm.
$21.
Oof. You will hit.
All right. Chart 4.
Or that is the
Boom.
pod or the torso. There is no pod, but
Just keep going for that torso.
so you see cracks begin to move through it, and you are pretty sure that you've done some serious damage to it at this point. We have another strike.
24.
Seven. Oh, that's a baby crit. Roll.
Baby crit.
Roll that d10.
All right. 2.
2. Roll it again. That isn't as fun as what we've got going on right now.
All right. Where is it?
5.
5.
Yeah, that works. You take off and go for the torso, and where the arm kind of raises as if to shield, you just slide underneath, and the slice will cut the torso in half.
Mm-hmm.
But you still hear the comms open, and you will hear as the music stops, this silent you know the comm is open, but it's just dead air.
Hmm. I mean, I think she'll turn it off just because it's like it would have been interesting if it was another person, but it's just going to be this drone.
Can you roll me awareness?
Yeah. There it is.
As you kind of turn off the comm, you notice something attempted to hack your comm. And as you realize this, there's this split second of realization that something was attempting, and then you realize that Socket's defense systems had gone into place. And now you can hear on loop being blasted through your comms as part of this electronic defense. Rick Astley. Just the chorus of Never Going to Give You Up on loop perpetually. Because yes, of course, Socket will take a time to for electronic warfare to rickroll everybody.
Yeah. I think Vantage realized it. I think she has a good smile on her face. I think she's like, guess I'm gonna have to owe you one. It's a good choice. And she'll take that second sword shot.
I mean, you've cut it in half. It no longer lives.
Oh no! Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, it's broken pieces. It's.
You know what? I'll. Are there any other pieces I can like
I mean,
grab?
the arm that you cut, the beam cannon arm that you cut off, and
Mm-hmm.
then the one that you destroyed is literally just in two pieces. It's like you cut
Okay.
it straight through the torso.
Oh, excellent. Nice. All right. Is there what would be the most beneficial part to like bring back?
Probably the top because top
Okay.
half because Leo did bring the.
Actually, you know what? I remember that thing exploded or want to explode.
You remember that? Oh yeah, no, Leo. Leo
It was
would have
probably in a
told you.
report. Yeah, yeah. You know, I'll take the arm that I sheared off. So it did have that weapon on it. Maybe we can use it. Figure out something. Ooh. It's a lot.
Could you do me a favor?
Roll a
No, 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 no.
uh-uh.
I need you to. Uh, 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 I have to make sure it's the right. Electronic warfare, and
Ah.
you get a +5 because socket did repairs.
All right. You know what? I am going to put 5 luck in there as well.
So a +10. You're rolling with a +10.
Yeah, I don't ever want what electronic warfare is bad. Ugh. Where's that? That is
Intelligence.
oh, it's intelligence. Okay. I have an okay chance. Oh, I do have. It does give you the bonus. Excellent on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
No, because 34 is
Close
what you
enough.
needed to be.
Oh, and yeah,
it's a
34.
30. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ah, you know what? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. You ended up at 23. You hear as Rick Astley kind of keeps playing, and then you hear a like slowly starts to mute down a voice, changed, modulated, but somehow still present. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Moraine.
Screw you.
You say hello to your brother for me. We've been missing him. You might also want to answer your mom's mail.
She'll try and slam the. Just hit the comms button. I think that last one was. How are the systems on the ship, on the mech?
Systems are fine.
Mm.
You're pretty sure that whoever it was only managed to get around the comm, didn't get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But basically was hacking to get around the Rick Astley. So the Rick Astley kept them out of the systems, but they hacked around the Rickroll
Mm-hmm.
to talk to you.
I think regardless of whether or not the comms are on, it's like if you wanted somebody to be impressed by this shit, you got the wrong one.
No response because you turned your comms off. But it's silent in space. You can roll awareness notice to see if you see anything.
Mm-hmm. 15.
Nothing. You have the parts that you captured. There's no lights. All of the electronics in the mechs are powered down. There's nothing else around you.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ion trails, no jet propulsions, no unshielded radiation vessel of any sort. No long range comms.
Mm-hmm. That kind of the adrenaline and the joy that she has when she is in this thing just kind of melts away. And she's in the midst of doing some checks to make sure like the propulsion, the weapons, and everything else, the reactor is fine. She's just gonna head back and just kind of just sit back and just not kind of wallow in that for a little bit because dirty trick trying to, break into her ship. And there is that thing where she had a bad experience with it once, but she is terrified of being adrift in these things. And she's just thinking to herself, it's like, at least it wasn't an explosion, or it wasn't just sad out here. Shit. I hate that I'm that person's mercy. That's gonna be just a sulking, silent trip home. She got what she wanted, but that definitely was not something she wanted to have happen.
You make your way back, Starblade. You have pieces that you were sent to recover, plus a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to say you have the opportunity to take your own beam cannon back, so you aren't without
Yeah,
your beam
yeah.
cannon. I'm not fully.
I think also there's a little bit of a thing where like a little bit of her like Calyx and Rex, a little bit of their trash talk kind of rubbed off a little bit on her.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one few times, and it did not go well. So she's also like,
The trash talking didn't go well, or the overall event didn't go well.
Well, I think the fact that she turned on the comms and stuff like that.
You make your way back. Gibson is there with a bunch of techs to take possession of the pieces that you brought back. Roll me awareness notice.
It's a lot of 15s. 15.
You see Socket is one of those techs immediately running over to try and all the pieces brought. The computer starts pulling them apart almost the second you drop them on the flight deck. Leo is kind of standing next to her own mech watching.
Mhm.
Both Socket's enjoyment of, like, ooh, I have shiny new toys, let me play with them, and the, just the whole organized chaos of going through this thing. You see Rex coming down from his mech, moving over to kind of try and do looking as well at the brought. See Watcher's mech flight deck. You don't see him,
Mhm.
but he's probably around somewhere.
I have a question. Is the flight deck, is it like gravity or is it no gravity?
No, it is gravity. Outside
Okay,
the
just
shield,
make
there is
just
no gravity, but
okay.
no.
Just want to make sure.
No,
Okay,
there's gravity on the flight deck. It's
okay.
fully. It is. So you have a nice electronic ionized, those nice electronic
Yeah.
shields that are on the outside, so that you can be open to space and just have everybody fly out through the shield. But it is a fully atmosphere controlled gravity section because fuck trying to work on floating mechs.
I think when she gets out, she's not as like she's pretty like it's very much like post game, like excitement when she gets out of it. This time it's like she's a lot more like subdued. She looks a little distant.
Mm-hmm.
And over the comm, she just says specifically to Socket, thanks. The countermeasures seem to have worked. I think if you didn't put those on there, I think it would have been something bad would have happened. But
I'm glad they worked. Did you enjoy it? I thought I had to pick the absolute best tune because that was, it's very important that we made sure that we got things exactly right. You wanted to send the right kind of message. Did we send the right kind of message? I think we sent the right kind of message.
yeah, I think we did. But a little bit got through over the comms, and I'll do a extra sweep over for
Shit. Well, I'm gonna start taking that apart.
no, thanks. It was my fault. Sorry for giving me extra work.
Not your fault. There was assholes. We're gonna deal with it and fuck them. It's not
Yeah.
their. And she'll like come over and like give you like this one-armed hug as
Mhm.
she's slightly distracted one-armed hug. She's providing comfort and support, but at the same time she's like, I'm gonna fuck their shit up.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Mhm.
Oh, I have an even better idea. Ooh, have you ever seen those old like ancient vids of
Mhm.
this like little kids show called Lamb Chops Play Along?
A little bit, I think so. But you know what?
Cause
I trust you with this. So
I got an even better idea. And she's up and into your like pulling out a data pad to connect into, basically plug into one of your servers that'll connect to the computer system and starts coding away.
yeah, I think Vantage is like she's trying to hide like the amount of like how she's feeling right now. So like I don't know how good she is at it, but she's just like the amount of like distress she had with that whole encounter.
So where do you head after? Well, Socket is now employing the worst of
Yeah,
musical countermeasures.
I think she's gonna forego the usual like on deck talk with everyone. I think she's gonna head straight for her quarters.
head to your quarters. The terminal side of these very utilitarian spaces, that small wall of hydroponics to provide both green and oxygenation. It's the lit. There's a small light over the bulkhead bed. You have the terminal and the desk to the bed. Light. Possibly.
Yeah. I think to herself, as soon as like the door closes, she's gonna just to herself, shit. You're lucky that didn't go worse. Get your shit together, or it's not going to be better next time. She'll see the blinking light. She'll she'll contact Gibson. It's just like, I'm going to answer a few of these messages. Is it okay?
Sure. I'll make sure nobody bothers you.
No, thank you. Just want to make sure. Don't need another electronic warfare thing happening today.
Oh, trust me. Socket's already been all over everything and ensured that nothing's gonna happen to us.
Okay, thanks. Well, screw it. Why not? She's gonna answer. She's gonna look at the messages.
There is one new message from your mother. A message from Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
And a message from Xavier. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You have two new messages. Which one are you going to open?
We'll start with the Xavier one first. Just kind of get that ball rolling before.
It's very simple. It just says, "Sorry, little sister."
She'll nod. And she'll just send like a little thumbs up emoji.
You don't get an answer.
Yeah, didn't need one, but all right, let's see what this is about. And she'll look at her mother's.
Vantage, darling. I hope this reaches you. You've been so in communication. I'm very worried. We just are concerned about you, and you left so quickly. You all right, dear? I just. Please let me know you're all right. I mean. And perhaps you might also let me know if your brothers are all right. I'm concerned about all of you. Please call me.
Knowing her mother, what do I read into this? If there's any.
Knowing your mother.
Yeah.
Well, there are a couple things you're going to read into this, but I need you to make me a roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is, we're going to use here compose or write to
Okay, that is
intelligence.
intelligence. Everything is okay.
Well, we're going to use, no, here's what's going to happen first. Sorry, don't roll yet. Roll human perception, and how well you do with that can give you we're going to use that as a helping skill.
Okay.
That's going to be your roll of how well you know your mother, and then that can determine your bonus to go against analyze the letter from your mother. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So roll human perception first.
All right.
16. Good. So that'll give you a +2 on your compose right to analyze the written letter that your mother sent.
Compose right is another intelligence.
Yes.
All right. Certainly glad I didn't just that intelligence. 16. All right. Not the worst.
There are a couple of things that ping as weird. How often she stresses that she's just worried about you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that she wouldn't have used it before, but it seems an excessive amount of times.
Yeah.
The fact that she asks if you've seen your brothers. Because the last time you saw your mother, she had passed out the minute Rowan had walked in the room. And you had introduced him as your +1.
Yeah.
So from what you recall, your mother wasn't aware of any conversation that happened about anything. And also, okay, maybe you might know where Rex is because you came with Rex. But there's nothing that indicated that you would know where Xavier is. So the fact that she's asking about your brothers plural is a little strange.
Yeah.
And you'd never recall any letter from your mother ever asking about about your brothers, because your mother frequently was aware of the tension, even if, she never commented on it, and there were a lot of things that she didn't comment on.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's another point that kind of pings to you. It's like, it wasn't cold, but there was an affectionate distance.
Yeah.
This is effusive in a way that you don't remember
ever
being.
I think she does notice that whole thing about that. Like, I think initially it was like a something that she's always like, oh, great, I'm doing fine. I guess that wasn't the point in her. That's like that little cool, thanks for asking about me. But
I mean, she did ask about it.
She did ask him, but it's like, oh, where are your brothers? It's like someone saying like nice things, and then it's like, what about your friend? Is your friend cool? That's I think that's what she's like, great. This is fun. I think she'll very short. It's like, I'm fine. Rowan's fine. No, we haven't dated, nor have we ever. She thinks. I hope you are fine with the position you put us all in. And I think that's all she's saying. Like that kind of with everything that happened today, the stuff with Xavier, the fight, and kind of that last part about asking her just kind of rubbed her the wrong way. And I think it's a lot more cold than I think she was intending on at first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess this part's the part I'm good at. And she'll close the window.
And that's camera. She closes the window to the shut. Camera closes shut as well. Opens briefly. Another turn light blinking somewhere else. Hand reaches out. On. Spins it. Her finger. And moves it. And that's where we end.
Ah,
Did we have fun?
yeah.
We got drama
A
and
lot
fighting.
of fighting, turmoil. Oh, good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Fighting.
All the good things. All the good things. But, Lynn, share some fun, share some love, share what you're doing, all those good things. Fabulousness.
Oh God, I've been enjoying all of these so much. I love seeing everybody's like characters kind of like on their own and see what they do when they're not like just part of this just giant like drama thing that all of us are in for a little bit. But yeah, I'm Lynn Flanksters on Twitter, Twitch, every place else. See my art and games and what I'm doing throughout the week, including tomorrow on Saturday. It is Scion, Birth of the New Gods, where I get to play get to play my Kitsune Fox Godling, who has had some interesting times involving creatures that eat memories. Fun stuff, but I enjoy it a ton.
I also hear there's a rumor of a thing called a dick gnome.
Yeah. It's mad at certain people. It got into fights with certain people.
You have to check it out for yourself, y'all.
It's a lot. That was fun. It was fun dealing with it and just seeing everyone's like, how the hell we deal with this thing. It was great. But on Tuesday on Other Doc, it is going to be I think the finale of our Battalion game where we had a supernatural throwdown. People were cursed, turned to statues, and at the end, we might have released a pound up like archangel that will like end the world. So hey, we started as messes, and we are probably end this thing as messes. So yeah.
You're fighting an archangel. You need a 1967 Impala.
Oh, we wrecked so many cars. One of them was probably there. We are that. I am a mess. I'm a mess of a demon person. It is like
really
poor. Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
It is my that's my lot to be like indebted in a weird relationship with demons. But I hate this one. I hate my boss
okay, well, there's
a
that.
lot. Yeah.
There is that.
But yeah, but also on Sundays, I think we're going to be doing shorter sessions and having them throughout the week where I build Gundams and I think hopefully maybe this will work. This is the
Yes, you can see
Vantages.
it. You
Like,
can see it.
yeah,
Yay! There,
it's
there you
not doing
go.
the
There
weird
we
thing.
go.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. I was so worried, like, did I curse this thing by like making a little, when you make a mini, it's like, oh, but yeah, that was such a fun build. And this week we're actually going to start the original Gundam kit, like the original Gundam model. So I'm excited. Haven't done that one yet.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. You should check those out. You should check out everything that Lynn does, especially her art, because it is absolutely gorgeous. And it is, I have one of my favorite character art pieces is from Lynn.
Mm.
But as for me, hey all, you know me. I'm at DearJohnLyn on Twitter or Praxagorthesmia4. See me around here on Twitch. And if you missed anything today or any of the other pieces that are happening, you should check out the YouTube. I post everything there. It's great. You whatever. I see everybody over there. Thank you. We appreciate you. Whatever. As for us here, we will not be having Romance the Blue Rose this weekend. I have some stuff I have to do on Sunday that'll run into time, so we're not going to have Blue Rose on Sunday. We will be having Witcher on Wednesday. And there was some serious, plotting and trying to figure shit out, and like analysis went on last week. We will, and so we'll be back for Wednesday. I'll probably be back tomorrow, if not maybe later tonight, because I can't stop. I have a problem. I'm playing through Mass Effect Legendary Edition, going for that perfect destroy ending, and romancing a sweet cinnamon roll named Cade and Alenko. I have no shame. And then so we're doing that. Come join us. We're having some fun. Probably tomorrow. I guess I should sleep at some point. And then next week, like I said, no romance, but Wednesday we'll have Witcher. Friday we will not be having Mekton because I have plans on Friday. But we will be having our next solo session for the second to last solo session. I believe it'll be October 1st, and I believe we will be Pope, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're seeing what Watcher's up to on October 1st, aren't we? And then
Oh, Pope, I'm sad that I may have given you a slightly sadder Xavier for next time. Maybe.
just little things that are going to be popping up that are connecting to all of these. It's great. I'm here for it. Give me all of this drama, people. But yes, October 1st, we'll be back with at 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back with our next solo episode for Mekton Starblade Battalion Seeds with our dear friend Pope World Build to see what Watcher is up to. But other than that, check my Twitter because I post where I'm going to be. All the fun, wonderful, fabulous folks I get to hang out with, like Lynn, like Pope, like everybody else that I've ever played with. All of these great people. And we will see you next time. Although I feel like we should try and send some love because there's a lot of shit going around these days. We should send some actual love, people. But nobody I know is up online at the moment, so we're not going to raid anybody. We're just gonna go. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.